Hi everyone, I'm Chang, and thanks for tuning in. This video is part 2 for playing piano reductions. In part 1, I talked about using the 3 R's, reduce, redistribute, and rewrite, to simplify a score. Now let's apply these concepts to a more extended example. So take a look at this beast of a so-called reduction. This excerpt is taken from J.S. Bach's Magnificat in D major, reduced by Max Reger. Not quite a walk in the park to read, is it? It's just technically impossible for a human to play. Say that you've been asked to play this excerpt in a choir rehearsal. What do? We can simplify it into a playable version that is still true to the spirit of this music. It's always helpful to look at the original source, in this case the full orchestral score. At the very beginning, you'll notice that there are 3 distinct groups of instruments: trumpets, flutes and oboes, and strings. The part that shows the harmonic movement the most clearly is the organ part, which is doubled by the cello and bassoon. And in general, look at the lowest sounding part of a score if you want to quickly determine the harmonic structure. So let's take a look at the organ part. It's much simpler than the full score and shows the harmonic outline of the excerpt quite clearly. Although you could just play the organ part at the rehearsal, it has some holes and lacks motivic development in the other parts, so let's find a happy medium. Here's how Reger reduced the excerpt. So he starts out by including the 2 oboe parts in 16th notes, low notes in the bass and octaves, the trumpet part down an octave so that it doesn't clash with the oboe part, as well as the long note held in the flute part. He essentially keeps all the parts in. Obviously we can't play all that. So I've simplified it even further so that it's playable. I took out the flute part entirely, I left only the upper oboe part, and thinned out the trumpet part in the left hand, otherwise the texture gets too thick. I also took out some of the octaves in the left hand, even though we have fewer notes to play in my reduction. We can still understand the harmonic progression, the rhythmic qualities of each part, and just the overall feel of the music. As you can see here, I also took out some of the octaves. I just kept single 16th note running in the right hand. And here, I decided to keep the dotted half notes in the trumpet part since you can't sustain a long note on the piano as you can on a wind instrument. I also added some trills. Alternatively, you could play just the 8th note part, or just the 16th note part, or even mix and match among all these reduction techniques. So again, the key is to do whatever you can handle comfortably, as long as you respect the intended character of the music. Here, the right hand is disproportionately busier than the left hand, so I redistributed to even out the load. For me, the parallel octaves in the left hand is a no-go. They aren't really necessary and don't contribute to the music in a helpful way. So this time I'll play my own reduction all the way through, although I may add or change a few things from the reduction shown. So now you can apply the 3 R's to your own reductions. One really good exercise you can do is to take an open score excerpt, it could be from a string quartet or even a symphony, and then write out and play your own piano reduction. As a musician, it's really important to be able to look at a score and to reduce it to its essentials, especially when sight reading in real time. If you liked this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.